Greetings in the wonderful name of Jesus. I'm so excited to have this time again with you, and I'm so blessed that God has made it possible for we to be in the 6th month of the year 2023. We just have about 6 months more to go, and I can tell you God has been so awesome, so wonderful, and so faithful to us. I'm so blessed to be alive, and I do hope, and I'm happy, and I'm sure that you are blessed too. So today we'll be looking at a little word from the book of Psalms 16 verse 1 and 2. I want to see what God is telling us today for the word of the day, because many of us have already gone beyond our putting our trust in God and putting our trust in things that cannot help us. Many of us have trusted on family. Many of us have trusted on friends. Many of us have even trusted on our pastors and ministers. But I want to tell you, any other trust that is outside trusting God is not right. Any other trust that is outside trusting God is not right. So as you put your trust in God, I want to tell you, those that put their trust in God shall be like Mount Zion that cannot be moved. You know that verse in the Bible. So I want to tell you that trusting God is the only thing you can do for now. Because as it stands right now, the world is in crisis. As it stands right now, the world is in crisis. This is not a question of being a third world country, or I live in America, or I live in the UK, or in Europe. This is not a question of living anywhere. This is a question of the world is in crisis. And like the Bible rightly said in prophecies all through the Bible, you can see that we are actually at the end of time. So I will be leaving you with this little word from God, from the book of Psalms. And I know God will talk to you this morning so that you get prepared for the rest part of the 6 months that is coming to be, so that you enter into the new year of 2024 with a lot of confidence that the Lord is going to give you. So the psalmist says here, Psalm 16 from verse 1 to 2, "Preserve me, O God, for in you I put my trust." Look at it. He had no other person to trust. He had no other thing he was trusting on. Rather, he was trusting in the Lord. And he made a request by saying, "Preserve me, O God, for in you I put my trust." So the same thing applies to you today. The same thing applies to me. And the same thing applies to every other person that will watch this video much later. Preserve me, O Lord. And I want to say it again. For in you I put my trust. So that's the only way out. Putting your trust in God is the only way out. I want to tell you, if you put your trust in family, if you put your trust in a man, I'm going to tell you that you are going to fail outrightly and completely. So learn right now, learn from today how to put your trust in God. And it says in verse 2, "Oh my soul, you have said to the Lord, you are my Lord." Listen to me. He has a conscious mind concerning trusting God. It's coming out from the spirit of the man who wrote this Psalms. It's coming out right from the in-depth of the heart. You cannot trust God and begin to trust in other things. It doesn't work that way. The situation may be bad. The situation may be out of control. But the most important thing is that everything in you must trust the Lord. Everything, it must trust the Lord, because there are no ways out, there are no ways to do anything, there are no way for you to have your trust in other things. Let's just go down. My goodness is nothing apart from you. So if you want to say, I've been doing good, and because of my good, God is going to bless me, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Yes, God is going to bless you for doing good, but it doesn't work that way. You must have your trust in the Lord. That's just the way it is. There are no other way around it. You must have your trust in the Lord. You have your trust in the pilot that is taking you from one country to another country. You kind of have a trust in him that nothing will happen, that you arrive your destination safely. You have a trust with the man who is taking you by the Uber taxi to somewhere. You have a trust in the next man who is taking you by the bike to somewhere. You have a trust in the captain of the ship that is taking you somewhere across the waters. So why can't you trust God? So I'm leaving you with this. Put your trust in God. And as you do, God will bless you. And like I always say, I love you. but God loves you more. Bye. See you some other time. Thank you.